So I've started recording it. What I want to know from you guys, who all have finished their star test? Everybody,
I
everybody,
did.
everybody. Okay, everybody did. So I heard it from Tasvik, Sanya, Myra, Ishan yesterday. Advik and Arav. How did the test go?
It was pretty easy, but it wasn't that hard.
Hmm?
It was pretty easy. It wasn't that hard. Like it was like the objective we learned in the school year.
Mm-hmm. It was pretty easy, but not hard. What does it mean? It's easy or hard?
It was like it was like average. Like it was like some questions were hard, so I had to read them again. But now I got them. But really, like most of the test was really easy, not that hard.
See, the only test that I would not want to prepare for will be star test, because star tests, based on what I've heard, what I've seen, are the easiest of all the tests. So if you guys are studying well, not goofing around, star test will be the easiest test to go for. Okay, so whoever has done well in the star test, I will go with the assumption that you have been studying well, you are paying attention in the class, you are doing practice, you are doing assignments. If you are struggling in the star test, that could be because of two reasons: either you are not studying well or I'm not teaching well, one of the two. Okay, so if any of you fail in the star test, that means you're making your teacher also fail. All
No,
right.
teacher, Mr. Kumar, you only need a 33% to pass.
What is that? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
My school said at 57.
Whatever be the case, anybody scoring less than 70 is considered a fail. I mean, as per my standard. Okay, so don't get below 70, so that otherwise before you fail I will end up failing. Okay, all right. So now before we start the class, who all are going to India? I know Advik and Ara are going to India by mid of May. Last week you are also going to India by mid of May.
Yes.
Yeah. And how about you, Ishan?
I'm not going anywhere.
Okay, you're not going anywhere. Myra is not going anywhere. Sania, are you going anywhere?
No.
Okay, then our classes will continue. I think Goshika and Kavyan are also not going. So, okay. So, kids who are going to India, you can check with your parents and let me know if you would want to continue your classes in the online mode. Okay, because there is a class happening uh, at 8:45 on Saturday and Sunday, which will be like 7:15 p.m. India time. Okay, just check your plan. If you want to continue, you can join online and let me know. If you think you are going to be very busy meeting your family members and you will not be able to attend, that's also okay. I mean, I'll let you guys decide. Check with your parents and let me know. We still have time. All right. Okay. So let's get started. What is that we are going to learn today? You guys have finished your start test. Everybody seems very confident about what you have done in the start test. So yeah, Yadav.
Can we learn about ChatGPT?
No.
I don't talk nonsense in the class. Okay.
What
This
about SAT prep?
this class is for math. If we will learn anything, that'll be math. Okay. So request you all to be sensible while talking. Let's not waste time. Okay. Let's focus on maths. All right. Can you guys see my screen? You cannot because I've not shared my screen
No.
yet.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So let's spend some time to go through one concept of volume. Okay, because in the syllabus, if I see there's a chapter for coordinate planes that we went through yesterday, and there's a chapter for volume. I'm not sure how many of you are clear about volume, about area, about surface area. What is the difference between these three? So let's spend some time to brush up these concepts, and then we will, depending on what is complicated, what is easy, we'll go to next thing. Can you guys see my screen? White screen.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
What is that you see on the screen?
I see a triangle and a rectangle.
Triangle and a shape. Two shapes.
Two rectangles and a
shapes.
triangle.
Two rectangles and a triangle.
Oh, a 3D
A rectangle,
prism.
3D shape.
And the
3D.
Okay, okay. Give chance to everybody else to talk. Okay,
A cylinder.
cylinder. So if you look at a rectangle, or you look at this one which is called cuboid. Here I call an area. Okay. Here, if I call a surface area, what's the difference? What's the difference between area and the surface area? Go ahead and tell. I can hear you guys.
So surface area is like the outside of a shape, like for a sphere and a cylinder. The area is in the inside of shapes.
Yes and no. I mean, what you said was perfectly fine for a 3D object. You can simplify your response by saying that we talk about surface area mostly for 3D shapes. Whenever I'm talking about a 3D object, be it a cylinder, be it a cuboid, be it even a cube. When I have a three-dimensional shape, then I look at the surface of it, and that is what is called the surface area, wherein we talk about area primarily for 2D objects, be it a triangle, be it a rectangle, be it a quadrilateral, be it a circle, be it a you know, uh, pentagon, hexagon, whatever. Yeah. So area you talk about more with respect to two-dimensional objects. Surface area you talk about when you're dealing with a 3D shape. Yes, Ishan. Ishan, are you saying something?
What? No.
Okay. Who raised hand? Yeah, Araf.
So basically, if it's a cylinder, does it count as surface area because you have to find the diameter? So you have to find the area of a cylinder that requires two of the so you can have the radius and the circumference, and the shape that's going around it. What about that part
No,
of the area?
don't go that far. Okay, let's go step by step.
Okay.
I'm saying conceptually. Okay, I was simply asking what is the difference between area and a surface area. Okay, so that's the first part of the learning where I'm saying nobody will say find out the surface area of a triangle. That holds no meaning. Okay, they'll say find out the area of a triangle. Area of any object tells you the space that it takes if you have to draw that shape on any surface. Okay, now when you talk about a surface area, that is when you're actually dealing with a 3D object. You're dealing with an object like this, you're dealing with an object like this. Let's say surface area. Surface area means the surface, the area of the surface that is visible to you, that you can explore, see, touch, right? Or even color. Let's say if you have to color this thing in yellow or blue, what will you color? You will color the surface, this surface, this surface, this surface, right? So all the surface, all the sides that is visible from outside, that is called surface. The area of that is called surface area. So, in summary, you will come across this term surface area only when you're dealing with 3D objects, and you'll come across the term area when you're dealing with two-dimensional objects. Okay, that is the first conceptual difference. Okay, for any object like this, nobody will say find out the surface area, and if somebody is asking, he's just fooling around. Okay, so 2D objects we deal with area, and 3D objects we deal with surface area. Why surface area? Because the surface becomes visible when you're dealing with a 3D object. You can see the surface. Okay, this one surface. This one is the surface. Now to your point, Arav, when you're talking about cylinder, same thing. Surface area is the surface area of the surface that you see, be it the curve of this cylinder, or be it the circle here that you see at the top and the bottom. Okay, so when you look at a question, when you hear a question, my request to you all would be that always assume that the question is not meant for confusing you. The question is just giving you a clue to find the right information. So most of the times, as I always say, tell you guys, right, that we tend to complicate the question by overthinking about it. Always keep the questions in a simplified form. Only answer as much as is needed. Otherwise, no, you might go in a direction that might be a deviation from what you're supposed to answer actually. Okay, all right. So now we got the difference between the area and surface area. I hope there's no doubt, right?
Yep.
No. Okay. Sanya, Ishan, Tasvik. No doubt, right? Myra.
No doubt.
Okay. Now let's look at some practical examples of surface area. Okay. I will not give you guys a formula for this, but I will give you the concept that is needed at your level right now. Now, if you look at this, what is this called?
A cylinder?
Or a right cylinder? One of the two, okay? It's called a right cylinder or a cylinder. You can call it either of them. So, if you look at a right cylinder, if you want to know what is the volume of this, first of all, tell me what is the volume? How do you define volume? What do you know about volume of any 3D object?
That it's any space inside the 3D object.
No, it's like the depth of it.
No, you give your answer. You don't have to prove others wrong. You tell what is the definition as per you, be it right or wrong. Okay, so Advik, what is your definition?
It's the stuff inside an object.
Okay, that could be one definition. What is your definition, Arav?
I think it's like the depth of it, like the volume, like if you find like in the science lab, like those graduate cylinders, I think it's talking about the volume because it's like talking about space. Basically, advocacy in like surface. Like,
No. Again, I'll stop you there, Arav. I'm saying, what is your definition? You don't have to prove Advik wrong or me wrong or Tasvik wrong. You give me your definition. What is your understanding of volume? That's the only thing I'm interested in.
Probably like surface area, but in like an unregular, like with like fixed shape. Like I think it's only like
Okay.
surface area, but
Let me simplify this. That is my job. But before I go there, Ishan, you are saying something?
Can I use the bathroom?
Yeah. Find out the volume of the bathroom also. Okay. So when you, okay, in simple terms, when you say a volume of anything, okay, anything
Mm.
is the space taken by that object. If I say my volume is less, meaning I'm taking less space in this room. If I say my volume is more, I'm taking more space in the room. Or there's another way you can find out volume. Let's say if I fill this water bottle completely to the top, okay, and then I want to find out the volume of this guy versus volume of this guy. You know what I can do? I can fill this bottle to the top, and then I will slowly drop this inside this. It will displace certain amount of water, and that will reflect how much space it needs inside the bottle. And the amount of water it displaces, that is the volume. Okay. So that way, you will see that if you dip this pencil versus you dip this no, remote control inside this bottle, this one displaces more water, meaning it needs more volume. This needs less volume. Okay. So this is volume of anything is the space taken by that object. Now, to Advik's point, you mentioned that the amount of object it can hold, or amount of water or space it has, that also could be a volume. But always be, mindful of the fact that if, let's say, this, if you look at this container needs this much volume, but the walls are very thick. So the volume of this thing may not be same as the amount of water it can hold, because no, that there's a space taken by the surface of this also. In summary, volume of any object is the space taken by that object, be it any object that I showed you on the camera or me myself. Okay, all of us, we all have a volume. Okay, let's see if anybody has any question. Yes, Arav.
I like the same reflection, but another way you could do it is, so I have a glass of water, okay? If I drop this object and see, I can actually measure if it goes like the water goes up. I can see, but the first how the water's first and then there, and then I can subtract this total and get
That,
how much the
exactly.
mass of this is. That's
That
another
that's
way
what
to do
I
it.
that's what I meant by filling this bottle to the top and then dipping this one and see how much water
Oh,
is displaced. Yeah. Okay. Ishan, take out that cap. Okay. No distraction with those emojis, expressions, objects. Okay. That is not in the syllabus for the class. All right. So that is the volume. Now, if you look at, let's look at this cylinder, this right cylinder. The volume of this is, let's assume that this wall is very thin. So no, this is like your glass. It can hold water, like what Arab was showing as well. What is the volume? It is the amount of air or water it can hold, or the amount of water air it can displace. Now look at this more carefully. If you guys have seen the bangles that that your mom or the ladies in the family use, right? If you put the bangles one after another in a symmetric way, let's say you put 50 bangles together, you will see that it looks like a cylinder. Yeah, there's some bangles which come together actually, like a spring. If you just keep them standing, it looks like a cylinder. So cylinder is nothing but a group of bangles put one after another. Okay, or the circles put one after another. Too many circles, if you keep putting them together, that makes the cylinder. So if you look at any big cylinder, if you, slice this into small pieces, you will see that you are actually taking out the circles one after another. Okay, so that is what we have to take into account. Meaning, the volume of a cylinder is equal to the area of each circle multiplied by how many circles you have put together, or how high you have made that. Okay, area of this circle multiplied by the height. I will not tell you the formula right now because that might be a little too much for you guys. But if you remember this concept, when you go to 6th, 7th grade, when we talk about the volume of a cylinder, you'll be able to relate. Let's see if somebody has any question. Yes, Arav?
So could we just do 2 times the area of the circle times the height of the cylinder, or do we have to does it have to follow the surface area rule or volume?
No. So I said volume. I was just talking about volume, right? I gave you guys a clue that the volume of a cylinder is area of this circle multiplied by the height or the number of bangles you have put together one after another. So there's nothing called 2 times, right? There's nothing called 2 times here. I just said volume. Volume of a cylinder is area of one of the circle multiplied by the total height. This just tells you how much water it can hold, how much air it can hold, how much milk you can keep inside the cylinder in terms of volume. I'm not telling you guys the formula because if I tell the formula now, it becomes a problem. Okay. I will hold that formula for now because I want you guys to just keep the concept with you so that when you go to the higher class, you'll be able to relate. Same way, if I look at a cuboid, how is a cuboid made? If you look at carefully, this is the rectangle. Okay. If you're keeping rectangle after rectangle, so many rectangles of the same dimension and give so much height, this makes the cuboid. Somebody has raised hand. Oh, good. Now, a classic example of that is this book. Now, don't keep raising hand just for the sake of doing so. Okay. If you look at this book, how is this book made? This book is made by one rectangle, other rectangle, another rectangle, another rectangle, another rectangle, other rectangle. So many rectangles. More the rectangles, bigger the cuboid, taller the cuboid. Yeah. Yes, Advik.
So it's just a stack of rectangles. That's it.
Yeah. Kind of.
That's easy.
Yeah. So if you have to find out the volume of a cuboid tomorrow, what you have to do is find out the area of the rectangle of the base and then see how tall it is. Taller this cuboid, how high it is. Higher the cuboid, more the volume. Lesser the height, lesser the volume. Right? So get this concept right, okay? That's why I'm not hurrying to give you guys the formula. I'm just telling you the approach, the concept behind, which will help you relate things and then derive it later. Now, look at a cube. What is a cube? Cube is a square.
That is 3D.
Can I
Yeah.
explain this one?
Yeah.
So basically what a cube is a 3D shape. It contains it contains 6 sides and it contains 16 edges and 16 vertices. And this cube has all the right angles and it can just simply it can calculate simply length. It can be length times width because it's a cube. So basically the square will be all same on each side. So there's no point in even doing it. If it's 3, 3, 3, it'll equal to the 3 to
Mm, mm,
3 cube. That's why it is
Stop
named.
there, stop there, stop there. Don't give too much of information. I keep it simple. I always tend to keep it simple. Yes,
Oh,
Advik,
sorry.
you're saying something.
Can I explain it? Because I can explain it like you.
Okay, do it.
Oh, just as like the rectangular, the cuboid, sorry, just a stack of squares is piled and piled and piled on it.
Yes, that is one thing. Only an additional information you can add is it's a stack of squares. Stacked. I mean, squares are stacked till the time the height of this becomes same as the side of the square. Meaning, if my side is, let's say, 5 centimeter for this base square, I will keep on stacking till the height is also 5 centimeter. If it becomes more than 5 centimeter, it becomes a cuboid. I have to keep it 5 centimeters so that it is a cube, meaning length, width, and height all are the same. So that's the only difference between a cube and a cuboid. Yeah.
So in the geometry subject, do we have to know each shape of how much edges, vertices, or sides it has in the geometry subject?
No, I
Okay.
didn't get the question. What do you?
Not always.
So basically, like we had a test in my class. We had to see how much edges, and vertices and sides there is. So is that required for the shape description
No,
for each
no,
of
no,
the geometry
no,
subjects?
no, no. You don't have to memorize these things. Okay, you don't really have to memorize. You have to
I
visualize.
I thought
That
I had to memorize because I thought like it's gonna be on a test and you have to memorize what it is.
no, no, no. Math is not a subject that you would need to memorize. If you start memorizing maths, you will not have enough memory. Okay. So,
But my but my
ma-
but my but my description was so detailed.
uh, detail, but you have to always balance it out also. Okay. Because a practical example is, let's say, if you're asked to give 5 examples or 5 sentences describing something. If you give 5, that'll be more apt. If you give 10, that is when you are exposing yourself to possibility of mistakes. So always you have to always keep your answers crisp.
That makes
And
sense.
yeah, because otherwise, no, that if I had to stop you, right? Saying, okay, I don't need that much information. I said, okay, what is a cube? You have to just tell me a cube is nothing but a pile of squares to an extent where length, width, and height all are same. That's it. I don't need this has 16 edges or 12 edges or this many vertices. That people can figure out, right? So you have to keep your answers concise. Giving extra information doesn't warrant you extra points. Not only with maths, with any subjects. So you have to
Under-
always, that's where you have to put that analysis into play, right? When I always talk about TRAN. So when you're answering a question, you have to, in the analysis, you will also decide that what will be your response, what will be the information that the no the teacher or whoever is evaluating is looking for, right? So just be a little careful because knowledge is important, but then right use of knowledge is even more important. Okay.
Mr. Kumar, what
Mhm.
does the R mean again?
What is that?
Read.
Yeah.
Oh,
He said that what does the R mean? Like in trend, it means read. Like read 3 times.
R means read. Read as many times you want to read till you get bored or till you are confident that there's no extra information that you will get by reading one more time. Yeah. All right. Who is raising hand? Nobody.
I don't know.
Okay. Okay. Sanya, Tasvik, are you guys with me? Yeah. So
Yes.
far? Okay. Um, I keep asking people not to ask questions when not needed, but that doesn't mean not asking question is the right thing. Okay. I mean, if you have any doubt, anything that you want me to explain, please feel free to ask for it. Okay. All right. So we talked about the basic construct of 3D shapes like a cuboid or a cylinder or a cube. Now let's look at, we talked about the volume part of it. So when we talked about volume, we said, okay, if for a cylinder, find out the area of this circle and find out how tall it is. What is the height? Multiply the area with the height and you get the volume. I have not told you the formula. I will not tell you the formula for now.
What if
No,
we already know the formula for the circle and the height of it and how to calculate the cylinder of the opposite directions?
stop there. Stop there. Stop there. Knowing the formula is perfectly fine. I'm not in a hurry. Okay. The formula for the volume, kids learn in the seventh grade or sometimes in the eighth grade also. If you know it early, when we come to this chapter, when we are doing the sums, you'll be able to do it faster. So not knowing is knowing something ahead of time is good, but don't rush, okay? Because I'm going in at a certain speed for a reason, okay? Now, I was just telling that, okay, this is how you relate. Now look at the cuboid part. Same thing here. I said you have to find out the area for this rectangle and you multiply that with the height. How
Isn't it
you
pretty
find?
obvious? Isn't the finding the surface area pretty obvious?
We have not talked about surface area. That's why if you rush, you'll make mistakes very quickly. I'm still talking about the volume part only. Yeah. So I was saying, look at the base area, multiply that by the volume, that by the height, that gives you the volume. He also said, I am talking about the volume only. Said, find out the area of the circle, multiply that with the height. I am only talking about the volume. That's why I'm telling you guys, requesting you guys not to rush. Rushing doesn't give you any advantage. Okay. Now, if you look at a cube, what you're talking about is a square. And a square, so many squares are stacked up to one another, so that the height and this is same. Okay, so basically you'll find out the area of a square and multiply that with the height, that will give the volume. So we have looked at the volume part, the space that it takes or the amount of liquid it can hold. Now let's look at the surface area part. Again, concept level. Okay, I'm not telling you guys the formula. I don't want to get you guys confused. Now, when you look at the surface area of a cylinder, essentially you're talking about the surface of the cylinder that you might want to color. Let's say Advik likes the color of the cylinder or the water bottle, which is in the shape of cylinder, to be blue. He would want to color it all blue. Arav likes it green. He would want to color it green. Let's say Tasvik wants it to be red. He would color it red. Maya and Sania wanted pink. They would want to color it pink. Whichever color you like. The surface area tells you the amount of paint that you would need. If something has a lesser surface area, you know that you will need lesser paint. If you're talking about a bigger surface area, you would be needing more paint, right? Or a cello tape or whatever, the glue sheet, whatever you want to cover it with, right? Or a sticker. So the surface area, no hands up, hands down first. I will tell you when I want you guys to talk. So when you're talking about a surface area of a cylinder, you're essentially talking about the surface that you will cover or color. If you look at it carefully, in case of a cylinder, you are looking at the curve part of it, the curve part, the the round part, and then you're talking about the top, which is nothing but a circle, the bottom part, which is nothing but a circle. So two circles and then this curve. What it translates to as a formula, I will not tell you guys right now. I don't want you to rush, but keep that in mind that if you're talking about surface area, you're only talking about the surface that needs to be colored if you need to, or that is visible. Okay. In case of a cylinder, talking about this bottom circle, the top circle, and this curve. Okay, let me see who had a question and for what. Who had the question? Okay,
Ishan.
Ishan had a question.
No, he just wrote a text.
Okay, okay, let's see what was the text. Okay, what about me?
Like the painting the cylinder.
Okay, so uh, you guys run a parallel government always. Don't
That
do
was
that.
just an example. It's like I'm saying that Advic's water bottle is red. What's wrong with that? Fine.
Don't.
Ishan's water
Calm
bottle is
down,
rainbow.
calm down. I'm saying in the class, if whatever discussion you have to do, I would suggest you guys exchange numbers and do it outside the class. Inside the class, when I'm teaching, you guys start doing a parallel texting to each other. The whole purpose of the class will go for a toss. Okay? Don't try to kind of do things which are not needed. Okay? Let's go back to the class. So when you're looking at a cylinder, this is the situation that we're talking about. Now, I don't know how many of you have played with the dice, right? Uh, we use it for snake and ladder. We use it for playing Ludo and other games, right?
Monopoly.
I'm sorry,
Monopoly.
Monopoly also. Yeah.
Luigi.
Okay.
Luigi.
Okay. Look, wait. Stop there. So what I'm trying to say is, if you're looking at a no a dice, it's a classic example of a cube. If you look at it carefully, you will see that it has six sides. Every side has a number written to it, and all the sides are exactly the same. All are looking like a perfect square, same length, same width. So if you have to find out the surface area of a cuboid, you're essentially talking about six sides or six squares of the same dimension. So you'll just multiply the area of one side by 6, and that gives you the surface area of a cube. Okay. So whenever you are dealing with a cube, always imagine that you are talking about a dice that you use for playing Monopoly or for Snake and Ladder or other games. Now, if you look at a cuboid, here we are looking at shapes which has three pair of matching sides. It also has six sides, but you will see that only the opposite sides, like this side and the back side that you see here, are exactly a photocopy of each other. If you look at this was one, if you look at the top side, this one and the bottom side, these are exact copy of each other. So if you find out the area of one side, multiply by 2, you're getting both the sides. So we found this side and this side being same. We found this side, the top, and this one being same. And then we found another pair of side, which is this side and this side being the same. So essentially this becomes 2 times of side 1 8 plus side 2 plus side 3. So area of side 1, side 2 and side 3 multiplied that by 2 gives you the surface area of the cuboid. So if you look at what we are doing right now, what I'm telling you guys is only the concept part. Okay, giving the formula is very easy. Okay, I can always do that and follow that as a shortcut, but that doesn't really help. I'm telling you guys the concept that, okay, if you have to find out the surface area of a cube, you will close your eyes and think, okay, it looks like a dice. So and everything is, all the sides are same. It's a perfect square, 6 perfect squares. So 6 multiplied by one area. Done. If I have to look at the surface area of a cube, sorry, if I have to look at the surface area of a cuboid, okay, I'm talking about 3 pairs of equal sides. So 2 times the side area of a side 1 into side area of side 2 plus area of side 3. Find out the area of the 3 different unique sides, multiply that by 2. That gives me the surface area of a cuboid. So if you go and talk to anybody who is in the 8th grade or 9th grade and say, okay, tell me what is the surface area of a cuboid or cube, they might get confused and give you an answer which will not be right. If you know this concept, when you go to a higher grade, you'll be able to simply put the value with your understanding and you'll get it right. Let's see who is asking question. Yeah, Rav.
I thought my when my dad was in 5th grade, he learned how to do area. He did area, and he did like a circle of area, and he said he did that in 5th grade. So I'm confused. He said he did area of a circle and calculate all those things in grade 5 when he was young.
You also know the area of a circle in grade 5, right?
Yeah. Even I know the circumference. I know how to calculate the center point of the diameter. I know how to calculate in the graph the center point of the circle. I know
Okay.
how to calculate all 4 quadrants with the center of the circle. I know how to calculate the centerpiece of the circle. So finding the angle of which I know, and I know. I think that's it.
Okay, so see, again, first of all, it's not about knowing a lot of things, it's about knowing the things right. If you know 5 things and if you don't make mistake with those 5 things, that is what makes your learning complete. So always focus on learning it right, practicing it enough, and speed you can pick up any time. If you are just focusing on speed and tending to make more mistakes, trust me, you're not going anywhere. So that our focus should be on accuracy, learning things right, learning it at right time, and then speed you can pick up anytime. Don't worry about it. Okay. Ishan, you're saying something.
I was gonna ask if I could use the bathroom.
What is that?
Can I use the bathroom?
Sure. Okay. So and there's no comparison. Okay. That's why I keep telling you guys, focus on your learning. Let's say Advik says something, Arab says, no, 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 this is not right, this is right. No, you have to tell what you know is your understanding, because that is what is important. If Sania says, I know something, this is my understanding, that will be appreciated more than Sania saying, okay, no, that's what Tasvik knows is not right. Okay, that doesn't help. That's why I keep stopping you guys, just to make sure that you focus on your learning rather than proving somebody else's learning incorrect. Okay. Now, so we have just looked at the conceptual building blocks to understand the volume. How do you find out the volume, or how do you relate to find out the volume of a right cylinder or a cuboid or a cube? How do you relate to find out the surface area? What is surface area, and how do you relate to find out the surface area of a cube, cuboid, and a cylinder? I have not told you guys the formula because I don't want to tell you right now. What I will do is, once you guys are in level 2, I will explain you. I will actually prove how those formulas are derived. Okay. Since you guys are in level 1 right now, I'm not explaining you how to derive the formula. But no, as you guys start going to higher grades, I will not only tell you the formula, I will also show you how those formulas are derived. So that way, once you learn it, you don't have to memorize it. And that's my goal. Yes, Sarab?
So at level 2, are we gonna learn about 3D shapes like pyramid, like all these?
Level 2, you will learn about everything that you are supposed to learn in grade 6, 7, and 8. Okay.
Do we only do one 2D or do we do like 3D areas with
I,
identification?
I repeat myself. We will learn everything that you need to learn between class 6, 7, and 8. Okay.
Okay.
So, whatever you are saying, that is just a small piece of the syllabus. Okay. And the good thing is, I will cover level 2 in 1.5 years, meaning all the things that you need to know in grade 6, 7, and 8, you will learn that in 1.5 years. So instead of 3 years, you'll learn that in 18 months. Okay. So that is how you will save time to focus more on doing your SAT and everything. So I will keep stopping you guys in between, but trust me, I will increase your speed so much so that you'll all will be able to finish your SAT exam by the time you are in 10th grade. You don't have to wait till 11th or 12th. Okay. That's why I'm just focusing more on building the concept so that by the time you're in 10th grade, you are all set to give your SAT exam. I'm already in a hurry. Okay. I
So
don't
what's the
want you.
SAT exam again? What's
SAT
the
exam is the one that helps you to get admission in the college. Okay. Kids take SAT exam when they are in 11th grade or sometimes in the early 12th grade.
do we
I
have to take it?
Yeah, you need to.
Oh, it's like STAR test.
Star test is a baby. Okay. SAT test is an elephant. Okay. All right. So we can probably stop here unless you guys have some extra questions. My main focus was to make sure that I tell you guys in brief about the concepts of volume that you need to understand and what is the correlation between volume and surface area with respect to the different types of objects that we have learned. And when we go to the next level, that is when we will start breaking it down into a formula. I will explain you how those formulas come into existence, how those formulas are derived, so that you don't have to blindly trust me that, okay, somebody has told me this is the formula, just apply the formula. No, I don't teach math that way. Yeah. I will not tell the formula. I will explain the formula. I will prove the formula so that no, that we
So,
can.
can we get 5 minutes break?
You get 10 minutes break. We can break for now.
Let's go.
No, we will break for now. Basically, we'll end the class now so that you're all set for the.
Why?
So I'm ending the meeting. Actually, you guys can.